Hello, lovelies. Okay, it's time for our grid. So for our grid, we have symbols in here that are just as important as the crystals we place and the intention. Now, if you have other crystals from the kits before and they speak to you and you're like, you know what, I feel like I need this one in here, it's okay. There's no wrong way to do a crystal grid. The important thing is the intention you're putting behind it and also what you're asking to call in. So in this case, we want to bring comfort without bringing stagnancy or depression or laziness or stopping when we should be going. So that's where the balance comes in. You'll notice in here that it looks like angel wings, obviously. These are the feathers this time because this is the only kit we've done so far that didn't have a feather because we painted them. And I didn't know that until Spirit told me we were painting them. So with these feathers, it's about pulling in that angelic support, pulling in that direction, pulling in the intuition. The colors are the colors of that throat, so speaking out what needs to speak. And then you'll notice it's a male and a female wolf. And so wolves are very interesting spirit animals because some people think so many different views and dynamics with the wolf. But in this case, it's about gathering in the pack, gathering in those you need. And when it's time to go off and venture on your own, that's also okay. So it's about trusting that intuition, trusting that power, but also nurturing when it needs to nurture. So fighting, but then stopping, and then being, and then doing. It's that duality that comes in. We also have the triangle, as you can see, the golden triangle, which ties in with the most powerful symbol shape that there is in my book. And that's because it's, number one, it's the most powerful shape. Studies say that they will last forever, and we have the ancient pyramids. But more importantly, it's about the connecting of the three. So it's mind, body, spirit, Father, Son, Holy Ghost. It's the trilogy. It's the understanding you, me, and where are we going. And it's all about direction. It's all about partnership, and it's all about focus. And when it comes to comfort, yes, allow yourself to feel comfort from people and from the trees and from the elements of what we're given here. But it's also about feeling comfort in knowing what you're connected to, comfort in who you are, comfort with the divine, being able to be comforted by the unseen, because so many times nowadays, that's really what we're hitting the most. So we're gonna start by laying our crystal grid out. And I always say, put it in a space where you can leave it for a day or two or even a whole month, and it's not gonna get bumped and bugged and disturbed and spilled on. So I like doing it in my bedroom because my bedroom is like my space, and usually people aren't like running through crazy in your bedroom. If you want to find the zone in your bedroom for feng shui that would be the most powerful, it would be as you walk in your front door, it'd be the section to the right. So no matter which direction your house faces, you can do your own feng shui grid within your room. And if you walk in, it'd be in the right near the entrance. So if your door's all the way on the left side of your room, it's the farthest right corner. If the door is in the middle, it's the farthest right corner. If your door is in the farthest right corner, it's by your door. So that's gonna be the area that's going to help, from when you walk in, from your perspective, okay? So you're gonna lay your grid, and you're gonna wanna choose to angle it so it's pointing in the direction you're needing. So see how it looks like an arrow? Which direction are you going? You're gonna want one of the points of where you want to go and what you're calling in to face the direction you need. Now, north would be change. I want to create this direction. I need to create this change. I want information. I want clarity. And that's where you're getting your comfort from, is where are you going? What are you doing? What is your purpose? It's more of a what energy, okay? If you turn it to the east is about new births. It's about what's rising up. It's about the new beginnings. It's about what is flowing in. So allowing yourself to say, okay, this is more about letting go. It's more about not fighting. It's more about starting over and knowing that it's beautiful when you do have those new beginnings. Then the south. People always say, oh, things just went south, as in bad. So that's more of, I know that there's something that needs to go and I don't know what it is. It also ties a lot into with, like, if you think of that fire energy, right? So what are we going to burn? What are we going to destroy? What are we going to stop? So more of that, if you're feeling friction, you're feeling a battle, you're feeling a fight, then south might be a good option. Or if you're feeling like a fight needs to happen and you're not in it. Now, if you are in the fight and you need to get out, you would go north. But if you're feeling like, I need to speak up for myself finally, I've been stuffing a lot down and not facing it and I've been avoiding, south is going to be the direction for this specific grid. West. West is about the enjoyment. It's about the pleasure. It's about the greater perspective. It's more for if you're trying to do this for meditation purposes, you're trying to discover more self-discovery of who you are, then you're going to want to do the West. If you're trying to tie in like a romantic partner relationship connection, then West is going to be the direction. If you don't know, just go north. I always say just choose north. There's a reason why so many things direct to north. So, okay, we'll pretend that this is my north because I really don't know which way it is right now. So pointing to north, and then you can do northwest and southwest and southeast. Like you can choose what fits you. As you go through, if you're turning it and one area is like, ooh, that feels really good and I don't know why, trust it. Just do it that way. And you can feel free to message me and say, hey, do you know why I did it this direction? And I would be happy to share. And as we're setting our intention with this, I do recommend you grab your candle out and you go ahead and light that candle. And I would put it at the south end of your grid. So here at the bottom. Okay, so you're gonna light it, and then any intentions you need to speak into it, you speak into it. Like, hey, I'm creating this grid, and I'm creating it because I'm having this struggle, or I'm creating it because I would like to invoke more comfort into my life. I'm creating it because I think the people around me need more comfort in their lives. Whatever your intention for doing it, you can speak it into the aquamarine that we talked about in the unpacking, and you can go ahead and light that candle. Once you have it lit, you can grab your lavender. And if you choose to burn it, this is a good time to burn it. So you can light it and you're actually going to smudge with the smoke over your whole grid. So I would wait until you have it placed and then smudge, or you can smudge it before if you want to cleanse it. But when you light it, you're just going to light it from your candle, let it burn for about 10 seconds, blow it out, and then you're going to just softly dust the smoke around. You can't even scoop it up and dust it over your head, over your body. That would be great. Just something to represent, I'm adding the positive energy to here. I'm adding this cleansing and I'm using this herb to pull all of that in. And again, the details of the herb were in the unpacking, so I'm not gonna repeat that for you. Okay, so our first crystal that we're going to add in are going to be the howlites. And I'm gonna move this candle just temporarily. Okay, so adding in your howlite. Now I did put 2 in case you only wanted to put 1 in your grid and you wanted to carry 1 with you. So that's why there's 2. So I'm going to show you first how to do the grid for using all of the crystals. But with all of these, if you want to substitute or pull 1 out, you absolutely can. This grid is designed to be very, very flexible, and there's no wrong or right way to do it. However, for my grid, we're using the howlite at the 2 base corners. So we want that balance. We want that support. We want that grounding. So those are going to go to the 2 corners. Now the moonstone you can carry with you, or you can put it in your grid, and your peacock as well. So your peacock orb, that has to do with your 3rd eye. So it goes at the tip because it's pulling in information. So the very top point, it goes into there. And if you think about it, we're pulling the energy from the base and we're shining it out. And as we shine it out, we're shining it in a specific direction to ask the guides from that direction. And we're getting into like earth medicine with that. So then you're going to take your moonstone, you're going to turn it so the oval is directional. So don't do it horizontal, but you're going to do it vertical with the pyramid. So if you can see, let me see if I can move it in. So it's going to be vertical, and I'll show you when I'm all done too. Okay. And then this beautiful baby, ta-da, you're going to put right in the center. Okay. So as you can see, we've got the candle here and it's at the very base. We've got our 2 halides at the base. We've got our carborundum right here in the center, pulling in all that connective energy. Remember, this is the crystal of connecting all of the chakras together. So it's pulling in the energy of everything around it. We've got the moonstone to heighten that inner knowing and to also offer that ease and that balance. And you notice it's placed between the 2 wolves, okay? And then you've got the peacock, which opens up that clarity of the 3rd eye. So this is the standard layout that you would do to create some comfort, to create some direction, to create some information and some knowing. Another variation is if you're wanting to open up your inner knowing and receiving information a little bit more, and it's not about the chakras, you can put your moonstone there. You can also play with how it feels to put this one there, and that's your center. Your center is connection, so it's grounding, connection. You can even light a fire by putting your candle in the center. So there's your crystal grid. If you choose to take one of your halides out, you would place the moonstone at one of the bases. And I would place it on the feminine side. So you can see one's masculine and one's feminine. Feminine, masculine. So I would place the moonstone on the feminine side. And then you would place your magical crystal in the center and your peacock ore at the top. You can also place clear quartz around the edges. So that's always fun. Or your aquamarine from your previous kits can also support this. You can put any crystals along this line you choose to offer extra support. You can also place black tourmaline in the corners, as well as your amethyst can go in the center if you're feeling like you're attacked every time you move forward, and you have that from your protection kit.